Hello everybody and welcome on back to the channel. Today I'm going to be going over my top 10 NES games of all time, but with one simple rule. These games I must have played by either owning them or renting them back when I was a kid. And also in this video I'll be giving you 5 honourable mentions for games that I feel need their time in the spotlight. Games that didn't quite make the list. So, let's kickstart this with my number 10. So, kickstarting this at number 10, I have Probotector, known as Contra outside of the UK. This is an iconic run and gun that has got everything that you could have asked for an NES game. Non-stop action, tough enemies, explosive power-ups, and epic co-op action. Whether you're going in solo or teaming up with a friend, you are in for an incredible ride of endless waves of enemies, gigantic bosses, and fast, frantic action. Now, the very noticeable difference between Probotector and Contra are that of the speed of the gameplay and the difficulty. Contra is the superior way to play this game, but this is what was available to me, unfortunately, back when I was a kid. At number 9, we have Fax Anadu, a great blend of Legends of Zelda and Castlevania, but with its own dark fantasy style. Fax Anadu is a hidden gem in the NES library that not many people talk about, which is a shame really, because the game offers a lot in the ways of experience and adventure. Great controls, great graphics, and an all-round great experience. It's got great exploration, good combat, level ups, magical spells, and villages that you can spend your hard-earned gold in. So it's got everything that you could want in an RPG. I spent hours with this game as a kid. Yeah, I never managed to finish it. I definitely am going to have to go back and give it another run. But this is the reason I kept going back and kept getting hooked. All my games I'd finished before, and this was the one that kept beating me over and over again. Fax Anadu is a game every NES lover should give at least a go, and in my opinion doesn't get a mention and doesn't get the love and the time that I feel it deserves. And next up for number 8 is Super Mario Bros. 3, arguably one of the best platformers ever made. Mario 3 took everything that Super Mario Bros. Did and amped it up tenfold. Tons of power-ups, perfect platforming, solid soundtrack, and 8 epic worlds, each with tons of individual levels. Now, Mario 3 will forever be known as a masterclass of game design for Nintendo, and is arguably one of the greatest Mario games ever made. Me and my cousin spent countless hours playing through this, whether we was doing a chilled co-op run or making up some mad challenge. No matter how you played it, it will entertain you for hours and is well worth. Even today, Mario 3 has stood the test of time and is still one of the best games to go back to on the NES. And number 7 on this list is Darkwing Duck, the NES platformer that lets you play as everyone's favourite Mass Mallard. Darkwing Duck brings the action-packed fun of the animated series right to your video game screen. Capcom delivered yet again with another great game, clearly taking its success in its fundamentals of the Mega Man franchise, from epic level design, perfect platforming, and challenging bosses. This game is an absolute blast from start to finish, and it has that classic Disney character charm to it, with its pulse-pounding Mega Man-esque game style. A must-play game in my eyes if anyone ain't tried it yet, because this game is one of them 8-bit masterpieces that has again stood the test of time and is well worth playing today. And in at number 6 we have DuckTales, yet another Capcom great, and one that is on a lot of people's top 10 lists, to be fair, and rightfully so. DuckTales is just pure fun. Simple, fun, satisfying, and has bucket loads of charm. Now, everyone is familiar with that 90s Disney cartoon, and I feel Capcom captured that magic in video game form perfectly. Now, don't get me wrong, DuckTales 2 is the way better game. It took everything that made DuckTales 1 great and just added to it. But this list is games that I physically owned or rented, and unfortunately I never got a chance to play DuckTales 2 back when I was a kid. But nevertheless, DuckTales was a huge reason for my love for the NES as a kid. And we can't talk about DuckTales and not mention one of the most loved video game themes of all time, and that is the Moon theme. If you ever watch any top 10 video game themes of all time, you will surely experience the Moon theme. It's a timeless classic. In number 5 we have Mega Man 2. Not only was this game one of the staples for the NES, but it was also a pathway for future platformers, showing other developers how to create perfection with its platforming, level designs and boss mechanics. And not to forget, an absolute banger of an OST. Now, Mega Man 2 was a birthday present from my mum when I was 7, so it holds a lot of nostalgia. And this game took me away from games like Castlevania, Rygar and Faxanadu. I had to fight with my very own nostalgia not to put this further down the list, but I have some real bangers coming up. Bangers that shaped me as a gamer, the gamer I am today. And number 4 we have Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest. Now, I know that you guys are going to jump on the hate wagon with this one, because it's not Castlevania 1 and it's not Dracula's Curse. But sorry, I enjoyed Simon's Quest way more than Castlevania 1, and still do. And unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to play Dracula's Curse as a kid. But even if I did, Simon's Quest, in my opinion, is a way better game. It's not just an A to B action game, it's a puzzling story. An adventure that takes you on a journey through different lands. And I feel a lot of the hate for this game stemmed from the angry video game nerd, and doesn't truly get the respect it deserves. It's a great game from start to finish, with all the key elements of a great RPG has. Grinding for hearts early on gets you a head start, if you want to spend the time doing that. Cryptic art items that need context from NPCs to know what you're doing next. And not to forget, this game has some of the greatest video game themes that ever graced the NES library. And also not to forget, if we didn't get this game, a game with its non-linear pathing, we wouldn't have the genre Metroidvania as it's known today. So, here we go guys, into my final 3. But first, I want to give you my 5 honourable mentions. Games that didn't quite make the list, but are still epic games to play, and have a lot of nostalgia for me, and games that I feel need their time in the spotlight. Is my 5 honourable mentions. So, in at number 3, we have Rygar. Rygar, in some aspects, can be seen as an hidden gem on the NES. A true linear, open-ended adventure from start to finish. And never before have we seen a hero battle his way through countless enemies with a yo-yo. Yeah, I know it's not a yo-yo, but it sure looks like one, and it's cool as hell. The world has 2 perspectives, from an adventure platformer in the underworld and an overview when it hits the overworld. 2 methods that blend extremely well as you take part in a true adventure game. Now, Rygar came as one of the first games I ever played on the NES back in '88. It was one of 6 that I got for Christmas from my nan, so this game holds a lot of nostalgia and a lot of memories for me. Now, Rygar does pop up on quite a few people's top 10s, but normally at the kind of back end of people's lists. And anyone that's never played Rygar before, it really is an adventure and a game that you have to experience. It's not a game that holds your hand. You've got to truly find your way around the world and kind of get embedded with the characters and the areas, because you can get lost very quick. You can enter areas you shouldn't be until you're powered up enough to be able to survive, basically. Yeah, Rygar is a fantastic game and is a must-play on the NES. And at number 2, we have Gremlins 2: The New Batch, an action platformer that takes the quirky movie franchises and turns it into a wildly fun and loving NES game. Not only is the gameplay solid, action-packed experience, but a real standout when it comes to its cinematic cutscenes. Much like Ninja Gaiden, Gremlins 2 was one of them first NES games that truly showcased story progression through those flashy, full-screen cinematic cutscenes. Everyone talks about Ninja Gaiden and its iconic cutscenes, but Gremlins 2 never gets a mention, and was doing it first, and was doing it really well. So put some respect on Gremlins' name when all you Ninja Gaiden fanboys are hyping up and ventilating over its cinematics, because Gremlins was doing it first and was showing other games how it works. Gremlins is just a straight up masterpiece with brilliant platforming, storytelling and beautiful art design with its pixels. Gizmo never looked so good out of the movie screen. And we got to mention that absolute banging soundtrack. Every level has its very own epic theme that fits so well. But what you expect? When game was developed by Sunsoft, nearly everything they gave us was pure gold. Which brings me onto my favourite game on the NES of all time, which is the Sunsoft masterpiece, Batman. This game is a classic and captures the essence of the Tim Burton movies. And he's still one of the best action platformers on the system. With tight controls, great level design and smooth combat, this game nails it. Now, I challenge anyone out there to find a single problem with this game. Mechanics, visuals and audio, all done to the finest of standards. Batman is a game I return to quite frequently and always will do. It's a timeless classic that stood the test of time, and in my opinion is the greatest Batman game ever made. So there you have it, boys and girls, my top 10 games on the NES that I either owned or rented. If you enjoyed this one, please drop the video a like and share it with your friends. Also, I'd love to hear what your personal top 10 video games on the NES are. Follow my rule, maybe. Give me your top 10 of games that you personally owned, and drop them in the comments below. Until next time, keep gaming. stay retro, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.